Yeah, hey, Blind Guy doing stuff here today, and today I'm gonna make a quick video on something I tried to do about a week ago on the Las Vegas shooting, but it didn't come out, so we're gonna redo the video. And by the way, I don't even know if the video is working. I actually had my assistant the other day help me get the camera situated, but then I did another video a couple days later, and didn't look like the camera was showing up. So, my apologies, but I am the blind guy doing stuff, so I really have no idea. So, kind of welcome to my world. You're watching a video and you can't see it. Kind of goes along with the channel. But yeah, we're gonna do just a quick talk on this Second Amendment Las Vegas shooting and kind of what's going on since then. And if you missed it about a month ago, a crazy guy opened up shooting at a country music concert in Las Vegas, up on the 32nd floor of a hotel there, and killed, last I heard, 58 people, maybe 59, and injured nearly 550 people. It was a really crazy incident. It happened like 10 o'clock at night. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and rolling over and putting on the BBC is on early in the morning here, and them talking about it, and it was just like kind of blown away because here in the United States we're always having these mass shootings, and it is really shocking how quickly this one sort of got faded into the background. You just don't even hear it on the news anymore about it. What you do see, and this is, this stuff could be coming directly out of Russia or just somewhere else, or who knows. But we do see a lot of conspiracy theories floating around. There is a lot of people saying there was more than one shooter, even though the police said he had two tripods set up with two guns in the window, so he could have just got one gun going and then been shooting both of them at the same time, going back and forth between them. And all this has been out of the news. The conspiracy theories are still going, but you don't hear about any kind of investigation. And Americans just seem to be like, okay, whatever. I mean, the NRA has had their way. What they have done is brainwash the United States populace, and through mass media and mass marketing and a whole lot of right wing media and a whole lot of other stuff, person to person, you know, dinner table to dinner table, that the United States, the Second Amendment, was founded to make sure that every American has a gun. And even some talk show hosts, you often hear them just leave out the part at the beginning of the Second Amendment about the militias. Now the Second Amendment has just been cut off about the militia just to the part where everybody can have bear arms. Where in fact, the Second Amendment came from, of course it came from this, it has something to do with slavery. The United States, back when they were signing the Constitution, was only 13 colonies. You had the southern United States had slaves. The northern United States did not have slaves. However, they did not like African Americans. It's not like they didn't have slaves and just loved African Americans. Still a lot of racism in the North, but they didn't have slaves. The South did, and they had these militias, aka slave patrols, that would go around and hunt down slaves that escaped and terrorize slave communities, making sure that everybody stayed in their place. These, by the way, later morphed into the local police departments, but that's a whole nother video. And what happened was, Patrick Henry's was one of the spear points on this. They believed in the regular the new Constitution, because remember, there was the Articles of Confederation first, and then the Constitution. So they believed in the Constitution in Article 2, I believe it is, when they give the president the power to regulate the military. They thought that the militias would get disbanded, and therefore they would lose their power to terrorize the slaves, because the militias could be disbanded, and then the slaves could be, because also remember that the England and other people were using the slaves as stirring up rebellions, trying to, I hate calling them slaves, the imprisoned Africans, or the Africans held against their will. They were using those people to sort of fight against the colonists during the Revolutionary War. So all was not, lovely down in the South, and they had to have these militias to keep all the imprisoned Africans in check. Now, believe it or not, down in the southern United States, it is a common belief that and I know a lot of white people, and I've heard this myself, that the slaves had it all good and they just had their little farm out there, and then They just had a little place to live, and they're doing a lot better over here. Because if in Africa, they look what's going on in Africa right now. It's just way better that they're over here to begin with, and all the slaves, all the imprisoned Africans, actually they should be thanking us for bringing them over here. Now that is a real belief in the southern United States. I've heard it. I've been in people's houses who believe it. I know people today who I could probably take you to their house that would say yes, they believe that. So, back to the story. So they didn't want the United States, they didn't want the North to say South, you can't have your militias anymore. So what they did, part of the negotiations, because remember the Bill of Rights is not part of the Constitution. It is an amendment to the Constitution. So part of the negotiations to get the Bill of Rights signed onto the Constitution, which that's a real heavy lift, in order to do that, they put in that Second Amendment and said, oh no, we can have militias, and every man has to have a gun so that he can defend his state. And notice right there in the beginning, in order to have a free state. And something about it, I don't know exactly the Second Amendment, but does it have the word state in there? So this was because they wanted to keep the militias, to keep the imprisoned Africans in check. Not so Bubba could go down to the Walmart and buy AR-15. They have also brainwashed the Americans that the guns were going to be used to rise up against the government. Now that is just absurd. The founders of the Constitution just worked their tail off, including many of them dying, to secede from England. Thomas Jefferson believed that the Constitution should be rewritten every 20 years. They believed that the revolution in our country would be done at the ballot box and in political engagement, not by revolution with guns. So this idea that they were going to give everybody guns so they could rise up against the government is just absurd. And it is just propaganda put out by the gun manufacturers, and it is so sad to see it, because you cannot talk to these folks. I have told Second Amendment people this little spiel on the Facebook so many times, and it does not faze them one bit. They won't listen, and so this mindset has infected Americans, okay? And so there's almost a gun for every person in the United States. And you can come over here and turn on the news. There is somebody getting shot it's daily. In Seattle, man, it's just constant people shooting people. And the police are always shooting people because everybody else has got a gun, and the police are scared to death, and they're always like, oh, okay, he's got a gun, so I got to shoot first. But it all goes back to the NRA brainwashing Americans. And so here we are after this mass shooting is so horrible, so many people died. And you got these people, oh, well, it's just AR-15. It's just a bump stock. And I mean, it is just pathetic. They will justify it any way to have their little guns. I really don't get it. It's a gun. You don't need it. You have a right to protect yourself. So, yes, if you want a gun, you can have it in your house. But if you believe that the founders wanted everybody to have a gun, and you believe that they wanted everybody to have a gun so they could rise up against the government, I'm sorry, you have been misled and you brainwashed. Now, the point of this video is to really say, what we've learned from this tragedy, and really the only thing that came out of the whole tragedy, that Americans are badasses. And that they're all really, and that in a tragedy, there's some of us that can, and there's veterans that can save people, and there's, EMTs that were at the concert. And you better hope if you're at a concert and a mass murderer starts shooting everybody up that you got an EMT there, or a couple Marine veterans, because they'll jump right into action for you. I mean, that's all we learned from this tragedy on the news, on the newspapers, everything. They just tried to hype up the little things that everybody's saving lives. And, yeah, that's all great. It is so wonderful that Americans are stepping up. But you don't think over there in France and in the UK when they have some kind of attack that people are helping out too. It's not just an American thing. And so they glorified all the victims of this and just sort of glossed over it. And that's all we learned. Americans are awesome. No gun control and these bump stocks. I mean, that's so lame. That's all they're going to do is these little bump stock things. I mean, what we need to do is we need to have number one, a buyback of all these guns everybody has. Let's get everybody just, okay, we'll take these back. Bubba doesn't need 15 AR-15s. And then, or you could say, hey, you can have a gun, but you have to have it insured. And if you have a gun, it's not insured, it's illegal, and therefore we will take it. Ooh, taking guns. But if you got a car and you get in an accident and you have insurance, your insurance will pay for the victims. If you have a gun and somebody takes it and shoots somebody, then there's no payment there. So you need insurance on your guns. And then also, to have a gun, before you get to walk out the store to the AR-15, you have to have a license. So you need to have a class similar to a driver's license to take it. And then we need some other restrictions. I mean, I frankly just shouldn't be able to buy an AR-15 as far as I'm concerned. Let's just get them off the market. We'll sell like 2 handguns and a rifle for hunting. And then there you go. That's all you need. And that, frankly, for me, that's a little too much. But, you know, this is America, and the gun culture is there. So I do recognize that. But it's just so sad to see everybody just glossing over this thing in Vegas. I mean, certainly the victims aren't glossing over. Their lives are still torn apart. And think about this part. What about the health care for all these people? Think about the mess our healthcare system is. All these people are going to be getting bills from the hospital for all their surgeries and all their therapy and stuff they got to go through. Nobody's going to help them pay for that. Their insurance deductible is not going to go down. The insurance company's not going to go, oh, so sorry, your deductible is $5,000 and now you owe us $5,000. But, you know, you got shot in the Las Vegas shooting, so no, okay, no problem. So this whole thing is a huge mess. And again, Americans, we didn't learn anything from it. Just that we're awesome. So I am the blind guy doing stuff. Thanks for checking out my video today. And hit like there and hit subscribe. And we're going to be doing some more stuff. This channel, we're going to be doing it for a long time. And we're going to be working on getting some video equipment kind of out and about, showing you some of the other stuff Blind Guy Doing Stuff is doing. Check out my daily dose of electro or drum and bass or breaks or whatever I'm going to be throwing up, little DJ sets I'm going to be doing. So check that out too. And hey, thanks so much for checking out my videos. We're going to be getting this video camera working hopefully sooner or later, and it will show me, but it's just some blind guy sitting here with a microphone. You're not missing a whole lot. So click like and subscribe, and thanks for checking out the video. Bye-bye.